Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Story select.
Yes, welcome back. Part
Anyways,
2.
Yeah, welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2. We are What the Jams.
Everyone calls me
This here is a
Tails.
sort
I
of
was able to
recap
save Amy
you
from
see every time you boot up the game again and start the story up
Evil
again.
ways again. Planning something really big
Thankfully you
this
can
time.
skip
I need to
these
keep
two.
an eye
This
on
is the only
Eggman,
time I
but
show this
first I
off.
have to save my bud, Sonic. What's that? You want to come too?
But yeah, the story
if
for
you
these
really
games
wanna,
can get...
It's okay with me. Just don't get in my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story in this game, as I was saying, the story in these games can get a bit darker than, I guess, what we should be seeing for this game. I mean, you'll see when we reach the last story. That's where it gets really, really dark.
Wow, look at that.
But yeah, this is a mech shooting section, or mech shooting stage. These, and these stages here, you can lock on to enemies, multiple enemies, and shoot them all at once, but when you just press the B button, or circle in my case, because I'm using a PS4 controller on the PC, you also shoot out small pellets at the same time as you're targeting things. You can see them, right? They're like really tiny. But, any thoughts, Koi?
It looks like Alcatraz.
It does. During development, or before development, Sonic Team split in half, and half of them moved to the US, San Francisco specifically, to localize the first Sonic Adventure. While they were there, they decided to take San Francisco as inspiration for the next game, which is why this game looks the way it does. And yeah, unlike in other character stages, Tails does not use rings to survive. He has a health meter which you can refill by using rings, but you can still take hits without any rings and you won't die.
Wait, so they eat the rings?
I don't know what they do with the rings, but I guess for those of you who don't play Sonic or don't even know about the series at all, the way it usually works is that as long as you have one ring, you can take a hit without dying. So I guess it's more forgiving than Mario in that regard, because rings are everywhere, whereas health restore or power-ups in Mario are more scarce.
Well, in Mario, if you lose a health, like in Odyssey, you can just fill it up again with one coin.
Yeah. For the modern 3D games are definitely more forgiving. Actually, I think Odyssey uses actual health pickups, not coins. Galaxy uses coins, but they also make coins rarer in Galaxy to compensate. Not super rare, but a green shield, you can take a free hit without any consequences. You'll eventually find like stuff like electric shields too, which draw in rings from far away.
So I'm looking at all these pipes here in this joint, and they all have holes in there. That's like a health concern, isn't it?
What do you expect? It's prison. They don't have concerns about health.
Well, you don't know. Some people go to prison because they have better care than outside.
Well, true, but it's like one step above being homeless. And here we are tearing the place down. Mind you, this is located on a place called Prison Island, which means, other than the fact that I think of Xenoblade when I hear Prison Island, this is a super high security prison, and we are blasting it away.
What about Tales of Berseria?
I think it's called Titania there. Besides, I don't think you would really call that a super max security prison.
I mean,
they don't really have.
They had to go in a hole,
Yeah.
basically. They had to go in a hole, and they called it, and it was maximum security prison like that.
But did you ever finish Berseria?
I did not, because I was playing it a little bit, and then I got sidetracked with Nier Automata, and then it took forever to save, and then
You just gave up.
I just gave up.
Easy.
So 2 games I bought that didn't start. That 2 games that I didn't start. So
Don't feel bad. I have a habit of doing that too. I bought Trails in the Sky SC like back in January-ish, and I only just started it like last month, at the end of last month.
Amy?
Keep your voice down.
Have no fear. Amy Rose is here.
This is like the one useful thing she does for the story
you get here?
is to break Sonic out of prison. Anyways, as
Well, if you gotta know, I caught a ride with Tails.
as I might have mentioned with the localization
Sure
process,
you don't need my help? It looks like you
apparently
can
they had
use
like
it.
some Japanese person
Reason
directing
I'm
the
in here
localization, even though they
because
didn't
of
know
that
English very
fake
well.
hedgehog.
But that line right there, where Sonic says the reason he's in there is because of that black
Did you
hedgehog,
see it? Where is it
in
now?
the Japanese
If I
version,
tell ya, will
the
you
line
marry
actually
me?
implies that Sonic
No way.
intentionally got
I thought I
arrested so he
had
could
you
follow
this time.
Shadow.
That black hedgehog
Which is hyping
came
Koi.
here with Dr. Eggman.
My friend,
Eggman
he's
behind
in
it,
Singapore right now, and I asked him if he,
Did you
if
write
there's,
that?
if and he's telling me about all the cute girls there.
Not for me, Sonic. He's such a brat.
Oh man. Yeah, speaking of cute girls, I'm sure you probably know this, but Amy is that clingy kind of girl that Sonic just always, that just Sonic just not fond of. Well, I mean, I think his feelings toward Amy are kind of like ambiguous, especially in Sonic X, where there's actually romantic teasing between them. But for the most part, it's kind of just like played as a joke where he keeps trying to get away from her because she's too clingy.
Hey, if she's clingy, you know, she can cheat on you.
Can't or can?
She probably won't.
Anyway, what we just got there is what has now become a series staple, the Lightspeed Dash. You can just zoom through a trail of rings like that, and it's basically a makeshift bridge. Pretty cool skill too, in my opinion. They just kind of nerfed it. Well, not nerfed, but like, it's not used as often in the later games from Sonic Colors onward, I think. I think Colors didn't even have it. Unless you're using like a Wisp power-up, but anyways.
First of all, I'm thinking about all of the construction materials they're using to make those loops.
Yeah, this is a common question. Like all of these highways have loops and stuff, and you have to wonder if this was built specifically for Sonic. It's Sonic's daily commute. I kind of fucked up right there, but for this missile launch right here, your goal is to like get to that screen right there and latch onto that handle. But you saw for a split second there was like another robot floating there, right? Koi. Anyways, if you manage to go past that part and homing attack onto the robot, it will you'll find a path that will lead even higher up, and you will need to take that higher path in order to get a higher score for your final
Wait, what's that thing that people say? Oh, I have the higher ground.
Yes!
the higher moral ground, I guess. I don't know. That
Higher
was random.
ground, I guess maybe that, yeah.
But yeah, as you can see there, this stage is really hard to A rank.
Also,
These
James, you heard that they're releasing the 9 chapters for Kingdom Hearts on PS4 for $40.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Anyways, at the end of each stage, you get an emblem there that you just saw earlier, and you need 180 of those to unlock a secret stage, which we
Wow.
won't be showing off because that's a pain in the ass.
Wow, look at that. He's in the forest where Mario met the T-Rex in Odyssey.
It was way darker in Odyssey, like nighttime dark.
I'll make you eat
Yeah,
those
true.
words.
Also, I love this scene just because it's so unprofessionally done. The characters keep cutting each other off. Because they didn't bother to match lip syncing or audio times like at all.
So you had to fight him, right?
Yeah. It's a pretty easy fight except I fuck up and die. Oh great, video lag. We apologize for this, ladies and gentlemen. I guess my PC just isn't good with rendering stuff. But thankfully this quality is better than what we see with the Pokemon randomizer.
There's no time to play games. You won't even get the chance.
Don't worry, James. It's not as bad as the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire randomizer where I died to May twice.
Yeah.
Ouch!
I mean, well, you'll see that I get a game over towards the end of the game, but I'm gonna have to cut that out just because that's a lot of time we waste. Unless you want to see those deaths.
Not bad for an imposter.
Nah.
Do you know
There's a
who I
glitch
am?
where you can like do a sort of like a half, because like normally if you press B, you'll do like a somersault maneuver. There's a way to kind of like stop in between that, and you'll still keep your hitbox, meaning every time Shadow touches you, he takes damage. While you're just standing still. It's like running into a parked car.
When someone touches you and loses health.
Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on
That's
it.
beautiful, man.
Blows up!
Speaking of which, you see this? This is the halfway point of the stage. This is the halfway point of the stage, so Sonic somehow decides to make a massive U-turn back all the way to the beginning. Yeah, this stage is timed, which 8 minutes is plenty of time to get out of this stage.
Is it is the force gonna like blow up or something?
The entire island's gonna blow up.
Wow, that's a. How did they get all those explosives? Where did they get all?
Well, this is Dr. Eggman. He invents really crazy gadgets and machines.
You died?
Yeah, I died.
Okay, okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, this game's controls and just general physics can be a bit janky. That's something I actually like Sonic Adventure 1 more, because it felt more smooth and flexible there compared to here. Because in Sonic Adventure 1, you could just spam the spin dash and just get around really quickly. Whereas here, you have to stop and charge it up, which kind of kills the pace. And then there are times where like I might try to do the light speed dash, but I just end up rolling in place instead, or I'll just do the bounce and fall to my death. You'll get a bouncing maneuver later on, which it's for a later part, and we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, Green Forest, it's I like the stage except for the parts where it's kind of finicky and jank like this. To this day, I still don't know how you're supposed to get onto some of those grind rails there.
Ouch!
Also, the homing attack failed me there. You'll see it fuck up again later.
I'm amazed that Sonic doesn't get what's it called? Doesn't get cramps.
Like cramps.
Yeah, and also hedgehogs aren't fast. I've seen one. They're not fast. So I don't know why they call it Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know either, actually. There's like development history behind that, and
Did you die again?
no, just watch, just watch. I had to go
Oh,
all the way back down to safe ground, but I had to go all the way back up.
oh god.
Yeah, this is something too that they kind of fixed in later games. Well, much, much later with Sonic Unleashed in 2008, is that when you want to home into an enemy, there's a targeting reticle that appears on them. So it feels more it feels more stable, I guess, like more guaranteed that you're actually gonna hit it. Whereas here, it's like sometimes you don't know if you're close enough to hit the enemy.
So, I'm trying. There's like an advanced version of like what's it, Temple Run or whatever.
Temple Run?
Temple Run, yeah.
Wait, are you talking about this, or are you talking about like an actual Game Boy Advance version of Temple Run? I'm confused.
Oh no, Temple Run on the iOS.
Oh. I almost died here. Yeah, this is a pretty close one.
Yes!
I feel sorry for his shoes, man.
Yeah.
He's overworking them.
Oh yeah,
So
speaking of which,
piece
there's
of cake.
actually another way to get an A rank in a stage without getting a high score. You saw there was like a score there for my rings, like a counter, like how many total rings I had. If you collect every single ring in the stage, it's an auto A rank. But that's like
Okay.
almost impossible to do. And we're back in the Chow world just to screw around a little more. There's a group of Let's Players that I like watching called the Super Gaming Bros. And they're pretty awesome, but anyways, one of their members, Matthew Mattelli, he loves to abuse these Chow for some reason. I guess it's cathartic. But yeah, I don't abuse the Chow. I don't. I actually felt guilty for doing it one time when I was younger.
So now, think about this. Those chows are like people. Like,
What?
imagine those chows are like people. And Sonic the Hedgehog, or the one that pet them, is Alex. When Alex pets them, immediately they're gonna call 911.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, that's right. If you abuse the Chow too much with a certain character, they will run away from you when they see you approaching.
See, people? That's AI machine learning right there. They're
Why
learning.
can't AI machine learning be used for these adorable little buggers more often?
The whole island just blew up.
Yeah, I don't know where they got all those bombs, but this is Dr. Eggman we're talking about.
It's like Jurassic World right here.
And we're back to Knuckles.
Don't fuck with the Knuckles.
He doesn't know the way, I guess, because we're here.
To lose.
Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Happy early Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Or maybe late Halloween, depending on when this goes up, I'm not sure.
Well, when you guys see this.
Well, I think this will go up around mid-October or so. But, yeah, this stage is a lot bigger, as you can see. Thankfully, bottomless pits are no problem for Knuckles at all, because his gliding is a lot more powerful than in the older games, since he loses altitude much more slowly. And of course, I fumble around for a while in this stage too. I don't know why they decided to do having a theme of ghosts and pumpkins for this stage either. I guess the Sonic series has had its fair share of ghost levels, but this is kind of random. Like after you saw Prison Island blow up, right?
Yeah.
Crazy explosion, and now we're suddenly here. Has the Emerald radar even started bleeping yet?
Not even.
Yeah. There we go.
Now, while Knuckles is searching, James,
Huh?
when do you think Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first part, will come out?
Well, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out in 2019, so that's already pretty close to 2020. My guess is, when was the FF7 remake announced?
A few years ago, I think.
I think it was in 2015, I want to say.
I want to say 2014, E3 2014.
No, I remember now. It was the PlayStation Experience in 2014, in December 2014, where Square trolled us by just porting the PS1 version over to the PS4. But then in E3 2015, they showed the real deal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna guess 2020 at the earliest, cause like that'll be 5 years after it was announced.
And that's only part 1.
Yeah. For KH3. For KH3,
Stop it! Let me.
it was announced in 2013 together with Final Fantasy 15, right? 2013. So that's 5 years after. So it's gonna come out more than 5 years after it was announced.
Imagine Square Enix chose us and is all like, Final Fantasy 7. That means it will take us 7 years to make it. Alright, let's do that.
Well, KH3, I'm pretty sure has taken a lot of
And
time. nearly 7
Between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, that's 16 years. No,
13.
yeah, no, 15
13.
years. 13?
Yeah.
Wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3 released in?
Kingdom Hearts 2 was 2005.
Oh, I keep on thinking 2002.
2002, I want to say it might have been Kingdom Memories or something, I don't know. I think the first game came out in either 2000 or 2001. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that has been nearly 2 decades in the making. You can probably tell why we're so excited about it.
The hype is real.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, this stage 2 is unnecessarily large. That was just like a big gap. I just flew around there. Flew over there. I guess for single player games too, with you want to do the Discord screen sharing thing too with other games that we use capture card on that are single player, like H3.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. Assuming this formula works out conveniently
But then
for
I'm
us.
gonna try to actually be there doing the recording.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to get a capture card then that supports a USB mic if there is one.
Right.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, these emerald pieces are a bitch to find. It really is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I mean, at least the emerald pieces don't like stab you when you accidentally stumble upon them, like a needle would in a haystack.
It's closer.
I remember I went to the beach once, and then when I came out from the water, there were like little white spikes in me, and when I pulled them out and I cracked them, white liquid came out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
feel good.
I was like, what is this?
Thank God it wasn't. Thank God it was not eating amoeba. That's terrifying. Day X 1800.
Citizens of Earth.
Now look at Eggman. He
And
really needs to do some,
for some
some
reason, there's no
setup.
subtitles in this scene, and this is the most infamous scene in the entire game, probably in the entire franchise. Just watch and see what happens.
He needs to do some sit-ups, I swear. Like his chest, stomach, and crotch are combined into one thing.
They made him more human looking in Sonic 06 and people hated it. Like he looks like a normal person, just bald in Sonic 06. I'll have to send you a pic later.
Wow, look at that.
And that is the Space Colony arc. There's actually quite a lot of backstory to the Space Colony arc and Shadow the Hedgehog that they don't talk about in this game, too, which we'll elaborate at a later time. But yeah, he just blew up the fucking moon.
What did the moon do to him?
It's a threat. He blew the moon up just as a warning shot, so that the world leaders would surrender their countries to him. That's his plan in this game. But yeah, you want to know something?
Half of the moon is gone?
What?
The moon is intact in every game after this.
But how
Developers
do
did
you
not
manage to harness all
think
that
this
energy?
through.
Yeah, they didn't think this through at all when writing the story. It was like, it's intact in all the games later on. And you know the excuse that Yuji Naka gave? He said that it was because the moon had rotated and you're just seeing the intact side from that point onwards. Even though that's
Nice.
impossible, like physically impossible.
That's beautiful, man.
Also, we're reaching the end of this part too. We'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, once again, I'm Koi.
I'm Jams. We are What the Jams. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe, like, share with your friends.
Yep.
Have a nice day.
And see ya.